What's up, YouTube? Day's Midlife Car Crisis here, coming at you with my brand new spreadsheet. It is the Hall of Fame 300 Hit Club, 500 Home Run Club checklist and collection tracker. This sheet is massive, has all the sets, at least from the major companies from 1940 all the way through 2024, includes the parallels, the inserts, all the numbering, some print runs, has notes on photo variations. It is detailed and really big, and excited to show it off for you guys. It is in my Etsy store under sports card sheets. It's $9.99. If anybody needs something to help keep track of their collection and they like to collect Hall of Famers, this is a great spreadsheet for you to use. And let's go through it real quick. All right, so on the bottom here, we got all the tabs. Or before I get to here, let's also mention the sheet does also have Roger Clemens in it, Bo Jackson, and Don Mattingly. Three that are not in the three main clubs, but I like to add them anyway. But let's get to it. The bottom, you have all the tabs. Um, each tab represents right, mostly just the years. So right in front of you here, you got 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, and so on. In 1940, 1950, 1960, 1970, we'll have a decade tab. And then randomly throughout, I'll have some other tabs on larger sets that couldn't be put in within the year. So a great example is right here in front of you. I have 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. There are probably over 100 players on this tab, and then obviously with the Platinum Anniversary, there is so many different parallels, which will be up here on the top, starting with the base, refractor, X-fractor, and it goes all the way across to there. So you got all the numbering in the cells as well. And then as you see this set, just keep scrolling down. There are a couple variations in here, but 145 in this set. So this had to go on its own tab to make it look better, I guess, on the sheet. But let's get back to the main sets here. So I'm going to start off with, so I got this 2013 Panini America's Pastime. So you got the lighter blue. This will be the main set. Either it'll say base set up here or right here in the cell. So these you got the base, then you got the parallels. So this has a gold and a green. Uh, in this set, everything's numbered. So the base is numbered to 125. See if I can blow this up a little bit. I cannot. All right, so base to 125, gold to 25, green to 10. Uh, all the blue cells have a Y in it. That's going to tell you that you need the card, and the player has a card in that set. If there's a blank spot, which I'll show you a little later, or I can show you right now. Like for here, the X, that means the player has something in that set. Like here, he has a base, but does not have any parallels on this short print. So there'll be an X in there if the player doesn't have a card in that set, and then the Y represents that he does and that you need it. Um, in the blue, darker blue, this is going to be some for the inserts. So for this set right here, you got Brainstorming Brilliance, the Prime 9, Decades, First Class, Standing O insert. Also, this sheet does not include autographs and it does not include memorabilia sets. This is strictly for um, your basic everyday collector. Um, Maybe one day I'll add all those extra autographs and sets for them, but for now, it's just non-autographs. It does have manufactured cards, like those manufactured relics from Pops, or some coin cards or stamp cards. Those are here in the sheet because they're relatively not too expensive. Um, but let's keep going here. So you got the darker blue, that'll be the inserts. And then how do you keep track of your collection? So we're going to change this Y to the copy you have. If you have something non-graded, just a raw copy, just type in raw. Turns yellow. If it's graded 10 or for a PSA, just type in the grade with the company. Turns red. Also got colors for BGS, SGC, CGC, or CSG, same company, depending on what slab you have. And then HGA is also in here. If you have a couple other ones, and there's some more companies coming out like Tag and some other stuff, just it's pretty easy. Just highlight the whole thing. Go to formatting, conditional format. Just add another rule. Change this to a text starts with. If I want to put tag in here, I can just add this to it, and then I'll give it a color of, let's say, I don't even know what color they are. Let's call it, I'm not going to do it purple. I'm going to do it, give it a little maroonish color. Maybe throw a little white in there. So now it'll be, it's a tag 10. Yep. So this way, when you're looking at the sheet, you can easily identify the cards you have with the cards you need. And then if you're not collecting all the parallels, always just erase the cells. Just be careful when you do it because there are a lot of ones that are combined together. But let's run through some of the other tabs. So let's jump to the beginning of the sheet, the player list. So tab 1, I got the 300 hit club, all the players right here, 500 home run club right here, and then you got all the Hall of Famers. So everything's listed right there, so you know who's on the sheet. And then let's run through the tabs here. So we got 1940s, start with play ball. You got 41 Gowdy, 41 play ball. Bowman, Sports Thrills, Swell, Sports Thrills, Leaf, another Bowman, 1950s, 1950 Bowman, 1951, you got Bowman, Burke Ross, Topps Connie Mack All-Stars, Topps Bluebacks, Topps Redbacks, Topps Colonel Stars, yeah, so on there. There aren't any like oddball sets that aren't from a major brand. Uh, so for example, 1978, or let's jump over to 1970s real quick. So 1970s, we'll have let's go down to 1978 Burger King. Here you go. So 1977 Burger King. Um, if this was just a Burger King product, it would not be in the sheet. That's a great example. Or so like a Topps Coca-Cola would be in here, but if it's just a Coca-Cola set, it will not be. Non-licensed are not in here. Minor league sets are not in here. Just from the major brands and the offshoots they do, like Topps Drake's Big Hitters from the 80s. That's in the sheet. You'll see some other stuff. So here's 1977 Topps. You'll see here I got the base set's going to be right here. And then you got some other ones, Record Breakers, Big League Brothers. If they're not highlighted with the blue, they're going not inserts. They're just going to be part of the set, the base set, and then just to differentiate from what the base is. So like Pete Rose here, there could be a Pete Rose. Where it is. Pete Rose has a NLCS or World Series card, so that would be right there. Here you got a 1960-61 Fleers Greats of the Game, got its own tab. 80 through 86. You got 87 through 89. You got classics here. I also have added Kenner starting lineup. Those sets are in here. Here's a couple of the cool, weird Fleers from the 80s. You got Fleer Baseball All-Stars, Fleer Baseball's Best Sluggers vs. Pitchers, Fleer Classic Miniatures. So all the little sets from the big companies are in the sheet. 1990, I think 91 or 92, I can't remember which one O-Pee-Chee started in. That wasn't copied the Topps. That's when O-Pee-Chee would kind of start. And then Parallel starts in the 90s. I did not have any of the Topps Tiffany or glossy sets from like Score or Fleer in the 80s, but I did start doing the Parallels in the 90s. Let's go through some of the random sets that have tabs. Here you go. You got 1998, and this might be 98 and 99. Topps Tech, because of all the patterns and all the different players on the list, I had to put this on its own tab. 2004 Leaf, the exhibits insert. Um, just a massive checklist, so that'll have its own tab. Barry Bonds Topps Home Run History, 2005 through 2007, so multi-year releases, has its own tab. So you'll see stuff like that in the spreadsheet. But like I said, this thing is massive. It's loaded. It's a checklist. Like I said, if you're collecting Hall of Famers and great players, this might be something that will be useful to you. If it is, like I said, it's $9.99 on in my Etsy store. I said sports card sheets. Anybody have any questions about it? Leave it in the comments, and I will definitely answer those questions for you. Um, and until then, we will see you at the National.